Welcome to the Madison Garden Center pregame show. This is your host, Jack Hall. Joining me again this week is head football coach Miller Todd. Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you again, Jack. Appreciate it.
Last week we played Union away and lost 22-0, bringing our record to 2-4. Of course, we were playing them at their field for their homecoming game, so they had those advantages aiding them. Do you think the fact that it was their homecoming game helped them?
Well, sure. I think it was a homecoming game that helped them. Also, they have a huge home field advantage. They had a huge home crowd. But we did some good things. We don't want to, talk about moral victories too much, but we did some good things. But, they just ended up making more plays.
Could you comment on that, moral victories?
Well, Union is a perennial 2A team. Union was a little bit bigger, a little bit more experienced. They had played a tough schedule. They had homecoming. We were in the game. We gave them a couple short fields, and we drove the ball. We had a time of possession was really good. Well, we just didn't come out with any points. But like I said, it was just one of those things that, we're each week we're getting a little bit better, but we're just going to start making that stride.
While we have two outstanding running backs, you've already mentioned we can't solely rely upon them for every play. What contributed to the difficulties our offense faced against the defense for Union?
Well, we moved the ball in the first drive. We kept the ball for 7 minutes. We just didn't do anything when we got in the red zone. Of course, we're going to counter that. We've finally gotten healthy, where we've got some people that we can play some different spots to get some one-on-one matchups. But like I said, it's the Union at home and their homecoming. That was a tall order for anybody.
Tonight we've got another away game against Eupora. We haven't had a home game since our crucial victory against Greenville St. Joe. And we'll not have another home game until we go against Puckett at homecoming. What do you think of the schedule and grouping the away games?
Well, it was one of those things that we couldn't avoid. We had some consolidation issues with our district. William Sullivan and SV Marshall both consolidated, and we lost those two games. So we had to find games. And when you go looking for games, of course, when you're at other people's mercy, usually they're going to be away.
What can we expect from Eupora? They are 6-0 right now. Do you know any key players? What their offense is like?
Yes, number 34 is a really good running back, and number 11, the Pittman kid's quarterback. He makes that thing run pretty good. A kid named Rusty Davis, I think, number 5. They have some really talented backs. They know how to win, a perennial team. They were just in the state championship 2 years ago. Junior Graham is a coach up there. He does a great job with them. They're going to be tough at home, but I think that our kids are starting to buy in, and we're starting to really play hard. And I can tell you this, we're not scared of them, so we're going to give them all we got.
Is our defense geared up for this game this week?
Well, you got to be. You got to be geared up for every week. You can't take anything for granted. Defense has got to be ready. Special teams has got to be ready. Offense has got to be ready. Everybody's got to be ready to play and contribute. It's going to be great weather Friday night. I think it's supposed to be a cool front coming in after a little rain with Eupora, and it's just going to be a big night.
Again, this is Jack Hall hosting the Madison Garden Center pregame show with Coach Miller Todd. After this, we'll play Eupora away. How have you seen sophomore quarterback Jack Gerard improve over the season?
Well, in the second half, he really threw the ball well against Union. We're going to do that a little more this week. Like I said, we've got some packages where we can start getting him a little bit more exposed. What I mean by that is not just a manager of the game, but ask him to make some more plays. And then when you do that, you got to work on your pass game. You got to work on your offensive line blocking. You got to work on your backs blocking. You got to work on receivers catching the ball in the seam. And those are some things that we really didn't do too well against Union. But we've been working on it all week, and that's what we prepare to do, is come off play fakes and still run the ball with Hunter and Mason. They've been two really good weapons. Both Hunter and Mason are averaging somewhere around 5 or 6 yards a carry. We've just got to do something when we get in the red zone.
So we've not only seen Jack Gerard improve as a quarterback, but also as a team leader?
Yes, he did. Ever since he kind of got inserted as a starting role, he does things that you don't really coach. What I mean by that is multiple snap counts, calling the play in the huddle with authority, getting everybody ready on the hash and when to stay in bounds, when to go out of bounds. And like I said, multiple snap counts. So now we're going to ask him to do a little bit more as he's gotten comfortable. But that's just one of those things that, you just can't ask a sophomore to do right off the bat.
What do you think could put our team over the top in order to win this week?
We're going to have to win the turnover battle for sure. We're going to have to play well early. What I mean by that is get a little confidence against Upora, maybe a stop, maybe some points early, maybe a turnover, something like that to get a little confidence because Upora they know how to win. Coaching staff's been there for forever. The kids have grown up in that system, and to play at a hostile environment type away game, you have to have something happen to you early to give you a little extra boost, which could be points, which could be turnovers. But the biggest thing is we don't have to play harder. We're playing plenty hard. We just got to play smarter.
So you think we'll have to drive the ball early rather than get it in there and try and run out the clock?
That's correct. We need to drive the ball, put a little success, flip the field on special teams. Whether or not we get any points, maybe give you a long field, maybe an interception, a turnover, a sack, something to get us kind of going. But it's high school football. The kids and coaching staff, we're going to be excited no matter what happens.
How have the new assistant coaches contributed to our football program this season?
Well, it's been a big hit. Coach Gerard has been in one of the best off-season weight programs in June and July since I've been here. He's done a great job. Coach Purvis has been here helping with the wide receivers and corners, and he keeps doing a very good job with special teams. Coach Swindle's calling offensive plays. He's gotten a lot more comfortable in what we can do with Jack and Mason and Hunter and what their strengths are. So we're really starting to gel. That's just what happens. We have two new guys that I'm asking to do a lot. And I think that we're starting to click a little bit.
And is there anything you'd like to tell all our fans listening in tonight? We do have a great game planned.
Well, we just want to move ahead. We want the fans to know that our kids are not scared of Upora. They're a 6-0 team, but guess what? We got upset alert written all over it.
Thanks for joining me in the studio today, Coach Todd. This has been Jack Hall with the Madison Garden Center pregame show. We've got an exciting game tonight against Upora. Now live to the voice of the Bruins, JoJo Catul and his co-color analysts Noah Green and Benjamin Payne.
There you go, Jack. Nice job, Jack. Nice job, Jack. Nice job, Jack.